Good afternoon, familia. I wanted to connect with you all and share about the topic of medicine and what that word means to me. I understand that when we speak, when we say specific words, that many of us assign a different meaning to them. And so often I have this language that I speak to people within my soul tribe, my shamanic tribe, that is understood. And I realize that often the translation of what I'm communicating to those who perhaps may have no understanding or foundation about what I'm speaking of can be confusing. And I also think that in order to create awareness, that there needs to be spoken word or not even explanation, but just an authentic sharing from the heart about what this means. So I will share a little bit about my own personal story, my own personal history, and what I'm up to, some things, opportunities that are unfolding on this specific path. And also just share some differences in when I speak about medicine and how I know that there's a tremendous misnomer or misunderstanding from a lot of people that have this assumption or this judgment about what I call medicine, or that what a lot of us that are on this path call medicine, and look at it as a drug, and what the differences between those two are. So my journey with Western medicine was one that led me into a debilitation, a suppression of my gifts that were misdiagnosed at a very young age. So at about 12 years old is when I first began being medicated through psychiatric medication that I believe there were gifts within me, psychic gifts of really feeling the clairsentience, really having a knowing and deep feeling about energies and frequencies that were really confusing, and I didn't have anybody that knew that or could guide me in that process of the unfolding of those at that time. So, I mean, we do the best with what we can, and our families try and assist us and support us, and so there's no blame or judgment or resentment whatsoever. I absolutely own that this was totally part of my journey. What I will say is that the traditional methods of healing or of resolving certain issues such as depression and suicidal ideation and attempts and just rage. I had so much anger, and this I now understand was trauma, and I was trying to learn how to resolve and deal with different traumatic experiences that occurred. And so without having the proper tools or understanding what was unfolding or what was going on within me, I began to adopt a set of behaviors that were very self-abusive and destructive toward myself and to others around me. It wasn't my intention to do this. I certainly know that I've always had this beautiful heart that loves, yet I didn't know how to handle the just trauma. It was a process of my own suppression, along with medications that I believe kind of placed a band-aid on certain areas of the brain so that I wouldn't have to feel the depths of that pain. So it was in 2016 when I started meditating that I discovered the opportunity or the choice to affirm and to believe that there was another way. I had no clue that there were options available. I thought that I was to be taking these medications, these pills, for the rest of my life. That's what doctors told me, and that's what I just agreed to and surrendered and believed as truth. And when I began meditating, was when I began to learn about the mind and the body connection and how powerful we truly are at the core of our beings, and that a belief is something that we've thought over and over and over again, and we've adopted. We've aligned a feeling and a thought together. And so for so many years of this repetition of aligning to these diagnoses and taking this medication, I believed that I was doomed to play out that role for my whole life. And so when I gained the awareness about choice, I, of course, was like, I absolutely no longer want to align, or I'm not going to command or own these diagnoses. And I chose to to stop taking the psychiatric medications. Now, I wouldn't suggest, I'm not a physician. I do not claim to be. I'm just sharing my own personal experience to be able to share with you all, or to connect with those of you who perhaps may be confused when I talk about my medicine journey and my path of healing. So to me, at that point in time, that's all I knew, was that being medicine. And so once I started the journey of meditating, I quit taking pharmaceuticals and quit aligning to these diagnoses, that these labels that were imposed on me, and I began to take my power back and to learn to regulate my mind and my body, to sit and to learn to create, to cultivate feelings of joy, to begin to release the toxic, become aware of the toxic emotions, become aware of the things that I would say and affirm and said that I believed, and realized I had a choice to shift that and to create a change and to create a new environment, to a new life. And so it was about almost a year later, and I had received this. It's so hard, it's so ineffable to put into words, but I felt a calling. It was a very spiritual, vibrational knowing that I was to sit with plant medicine, to travel to Peru specifically, and to drink ayahuasca. And so I was definitely scared. It was the unknown, and a very, powerful, transcendental experience from everything that I read. And I just asked the universe to guide me and to open the opportunity for me whenever it was time for me to receive these messages and to embark on this journey. And wow, that was the beginning. I mean, well, really, it's been such a beautiful unfolding of the process of starting, meditating, and then, going to the jungle for the first time and connecting with this sacred medicine. So what I discovered was the medicine that I began to receive, as opposed to Western medicine, was a medicine that healed the soul. This has been a journey of allowing these plants and animals that carry this beautiful frequency, this intelligence that comes from nature. It's the same intelligence that allows our blood to pump, that allows the air that we breathe for us to, I mean, we don't think about taking a breath. We just intuitively, there's an intuition. It's an intelligence that's giving life to us. So that same intelligence gives life to the plants and to the animals. And so I realized, or what came to me in my journey of beginning this journey of working with medicine, plant medicine and animal medicine, was I began to connect with that intelligence that gives us life, that breathes life into us, that is the essence of who we are. And the scales began to fall from my eyes. I mean, the veils of illusion began to be lifted, and I began to see a greater spectrum of what this life is about and how sacred and precious my life is. My God, I'm not sure that there's anything else that exists externally that can guide us to this place. I certainly believe in meditation and other practices that we do internally to continue to remind ourselves that we are the medicine. And that's the gift. This is the gift of this journey that I've been on. And so, and two, when I think about the difference between a drug and a medicine, and medicine, when I speak of medicine, is the plants and the animals, is having, used hard drugs and disassociated from myself for so many years in the past. The drugs that I was taking disconnected me from that spirit. It disconnected me from the intelligence of who I am. It created destruction and despair and depression and fear and only more turmoil and chaos. And the medicine, the plant medicine, the ayahuasca, the bufo, the San Pedro, the Kambo, these gifts, these tools do the total opposite. They connect you. They connected me with the truth of who I am. They surfaced the things that were standing in the way, the blockages, and allowed for the energy to begin to move. There's a responsibility that happens. I mean, we are shown aspects of ourselves that perhaps we've tried to evade or shut away or push into a corner. But these sacred medicines, they bring this to the surface, and we have a choice. And I knew when I started, I said, I'm all in. I'm all in, and I want to look, and I want to dig in to that pain. I want to heal, and I want to become the greatest version of myself for myself and for all those around me. And I'll never forget, it was 2.5 years ago in another meditation retreat, and I was waiting to receive a coherence healing from my beautiful community. And I felt, mind you, there was no plant medicine in this meditation workshop, but I had already been working with the medicine. So once one begins on this journey, it awakens the love and the life within you, and it forever alters you in the most beautiful way. And so in this workshop, and I was waiting to receive this healing, I had the most profound visions and information. When I talk about downloads, it's this information that comes through the cosmos, and it begins to translate and create this clarity about things that perhaps my soul has been trying to receive answers to. And I spent so much of my life trying to figure out who I am and what I came here to do, and am I supposed to be, like, looking at my purpose as a profession in the box. And I just felt so lost. And in this moment, when I was waiting to receive this healing, my heart was so open, and I felt this light come through my body, and I started seeing these ancient symbols in my mind's eye. And the information, the downloads that were coming through were letting me know that all of the visions that I'd had with the plants, and even my my journey of moving into the meditation community and being there, it was all for this purpose and that moment, to remember that my gift and my purpose is to help others heal. And so I just wept, and I just felt such gratitude, because it just felt like these were ancient memories, and also here in this time and space now. And it was this like union, this coming together, this coming home to myself, to this truth. And it's been a journey of accepting these gifts that I have, of being a channel, and helping others heal, helping others who traditional modalities and methods have not worked for, and that are still yearning and seeking for answers, that desire for that wholeness within themselves, that comfort and that self-love. I lived so many years not knowing that existed, and today it's such a gift to truly love myself, and to guide other people in this beautiful way, so that they too may reach that space. And so I'm super excited, as I've sat with numerous shamans and light workers and medicine workers, and over the course of the last 4.5, I don't know, almost 5 years, and I'm beginning to start creating retreats to Peru with a beautiful soul brother of mine, and also embody and surrender to being a servant of medicine as well. And my calling and my connection to the medicines that I choose to work with are the amphibians, the Kambo and the Bufo. So I'm preparing to embark on a journey, an initiation to the desert, and learn to work with the Kambo. It's an Amazonian frog. And this medicine, again, these are very like ancient ancestral practices that have been used for thousands of years. And this particular medicine is used to eliminate, really all of the medicines, move energy. And this particular one is to remove all toxic buildup energetically, mentally, spiritually, somatically. And I just feel so honored to say yes to the universe. I believe that this is a time and space where those of us who are called to share our gifts, that we must say yes, and that we share our wisdom and our knowledge and our journeys, because other people need us. And there are people out there, I'm sure, that are seeking guidance and needing help, have been through traumas and traditional ways of perhaps therapy or medication, rehabs aren't working. And I want to say that I understand. I've been there. I was there, and I paved a different path for myself, and I've been met by this beautiful community across the world. It is such a gift to awaken to self-love, and that being the ultimate highest truth. And so I'm so excited to share with you all when I get back, and those who are called to want to move into a different space, who feel stuck in where you currently are. I'm honored to serve and to guide you in the most loving, gentle way. So I will tune in with you all probably on the back end of my journey, toward the end of the month. And I just wish you all a beautiful, happy 4th of July. The symbolism of that, freedom, liberation. So I impart that beautiful frequency of liberating yourselves from thought forms, from toxic energy, emotions, patterns of thinking, doing, being, behaving, treating other people, and opening your hearts to love. Until after my training, I'll talk to you guys then. Ciao. Blessings.